What's up guys, and welcome back to another LEGO review. Today I have the much anticipated 501st Legion Clone Troopers. This is set number 75280, containing 285 pieces and is set for ages 7 and up. Of course, this set comes with 6 different minifigures, 4 clone troopers, and 2 average battle droids. Of course, the front of the box is quite nice, showing you everything that you get with both vehicles and of course showing some of the actions that they can do. It does once again have the Season 7 Clone Wars banner and one of the Clone Wars planets in the background. The back of the box doesn't really show too much, with the vehicles just staged in different positions and like a mini fight setup between the clones and battle droids. It of course shows the much maligned stud shooters, how you can move the legs on the ATRT, and what I really like is this droid surrendering here. And of course it also says that you can play this in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga whenever that eventually comes out next year. One last thing I want to say before I get into the actual review is I did put up a build for this set and you can see that right here. So let's open up the box and take a look. First things first, you do get 3 regular 501st Troopers. These troopers do come with the newly updated 501st helmet, along with a new design on the torso and legs, and I will show a comparison of that later. One thing that has obviously been pointed out by many people before though is the lack of the blue arms. Still, I do actually like how these figures look, and I'm really glad that we got 3 of them in this set. Along with the regular clone troopers, you do get a jet trooper, which for some reason I forgot to film, so be right back. 5 minutes later, and here he is. I really like this guy. I think they did a fantastic job capturing what he looks like. I love the look of the helmet on him, and I really think they did it justice. Of course, this figure does come with a matching jetpack, which I really like. Just like all the clones in this wave, does come with the new head. I did want to show a quick comparison between the 501st figure that you get in this pack and the one that you got from an earlier ATRT set, and right off the bat there are some very noticeable differences. This is of course because the figures in this battle pack are of the animated variety, while the older version is more realistic. Now I still noticed a difference in the actual shade of blue, but there's also the obvious changes of the chest, and also there is more detail on the legs and the newer version. Of course, needless to say, and as I said before, the newer version does not come with blue arms. That's really the only downside of this figure. One thing that I really do appreciate about this set is that none of the figures are given stud shooters, and instead 5 of them receive this standard blaster. The 6th figure gets this bigger gun, which I want to say is a newer mold, but I'm not entirely certain, so don't hold me to that. And finally, in the category minifigures are these 2 standard battle droids. There's absolutely nothing new or special about them, and not much else to say. The first vehicle you build in this set is the BART Speeder. It's a pretty fun build that I really enjoyed putting together. Interestingly enough, I no longer have my BART Speeder to compare it to, as I actually sent that to Star Wars Explained, where they built it on their latest livestream. If you're interested in watching that and hearing their thoughts, you can see that here. All that said, this vehicle is actually really big. Here is a minifigure standing next to it so you can see. I promise you that doesn't really do it justice. I'm not saying that it's too big or anything, because it absolutely is not. In fact, when it comes to play scale, it is the perfect size. It just surprised me to see how large it was. I really love the blue accents of this vehicle, which obviously makes sense since blue is the 501st color, but I do think this is a pretty well designed set, even if they do reuse some features like the skis on the side. One thing I really like about this set is the inclusion of these guns on the back. Yes, they are meant to represent the guns on the BART itself, but you can always take them off and give them to more troopers. It is of course possible to fit a minifigure in the sea, and that is not a difficult thing to do at all. Once you move the handlebars out of the way, the minifigure will slide right on in without any issues. I really love how easy that was to do, but there is one downside, and that is these stud shooters. I am not, never have been, and probably never will be a fan of these things. I understand that they are for a younger audience, but I still think they take away a little too much from the sets. That said, they do work just like any other stud shooter. Once you pop the stud in, all you have to do is push down the button and there you go. So for a younger kid playing with these, it's perfectly fine. I personally think that they stick out a little too much, and when you look at it from on top, you can really see that. However, if you don't like them, they are extremely easy to remove without any sort of issue. There's one sticker on the front slope there that I'm just realizing I misaligned a little bit. Some much nicer looking stickers on this back slope here. And overall, I really do enjoy this spark speeder. In bag 2, you do build the ATRT, and similarly to the bark speeder, this is a rather large build. Now right off the bat, I am going to say that I do think this is a really good addition to the set, and while I do think the design is okay, I really did struggle to enjoy building it. And I think that's because I had the last 2 ATRTs I built in mind. Here is the new set next to Extra Minifigures ATRT. I made a full video about that here, and you can see his set is significantly smaller as it's much closer to minifig scale. Of course, the newer version was not meant to be that at all. It is fully intended to be a much larger play scale set. The box is 7+ after all, and it needs to cater to at least that young. And while I personally enjoy Extra Minifigures ATRT more, it is a little unfair to compare these two. So here it is next to the one from the 20th anniversary set. The Kashyyyk version is much larger with several noticeable changes as well. Outside of the feet being slightly different, the first change I really noticed was the legs. The Kashyyyk ATRT is actually tiled and smooth while the new one is not, and there are less stickers on the Kashyyyk version as well. But there is one really big difference, and that is the guns on the front. Because the Kashyyyk version does also have a stud shooter, but it kind of blends in, and the biggest reason for that is because it accurately portrays the bigger, longer gun on top. Still, I do think the 501st version is much better in size, and it does actually include a clip on the back to have a extra gun, which is something the Kashyyyk version does not have. Furthermore, I do like the change in the feet, as I really enjoy this metallic silver color that they included. I do wish they had tiled the legs though, that would have been really nice. There are a lot of stickers on the top of this one. I guess it kind of works. That's really up to you to think. I personally don't really mind. And just like the box shows, you can move the legs to your desire, which when you think about it is kind of the bare minimum this vehicle would have to achieve, so it's probably a good thing it can do that. Just like in the bark speeder, you can of course sit a figure in the cockpit here. This one is not as easy, and I think that's just because of the design of this set, but it's also not difficult by any means. It might just take like an extra second to get a figure in there, and obviously that's not really a problem. There are some more stickers on each of the legs down here. Like I briefly pointed out earlier, there are binoculars on the back here and the extra slot to add your gun. But once again, the biggest problem is that stud shooter. Unlike the bark speeder where those kind of get away with being there, this does not. This is bold, blatant, and in your face, and unfortunately it's not even that accurate. If they had just turned this upside down, I'm sure they could have added in that longer gun on top, and then people probably wouldn't care so much. But unfortunately, it is there, and it's part of the reason that I don't like this ATRT that much. I did just want to show it alongside the other two that I have. You can see that it is perfectly in the middle between the other two, so again, for a playset, this is perfectly fine, even if that stud shooter is really in the way there. Lastly, these are the extra pieces that I had. Overall though, I do really like this set, and I'm really happy that we finally got a 501st battle pack. For the $30 asking price, I do think this is worth it. Get 2 large vehicles, one which I really like, one which could be better, but on top of that, you also get 6 minifigures, 3 regular clone troopers, 1 jetpack trooper, and 2 battle droids. So for all of that, and for the quality of the builds, I do think this is worth the value. Whether you're a kid looking to get some Star Wars sets, whether you want to collect minifigures, whether you're looking for a good birthday present or something, this is a really good set for any LEGO Star Wars fan. However, I am concerned that LEGO will get the wrong impression from it. We've already received news that the $15 battle packs are on their way out, and I really hope it's not because of this. Obviously, this set has been incredibly hyped ever since it was announced. There's a reason it's been extremely difficult to find in stores. That reason is because of the number 501st. That is why so many people want this set and are buying this set. Yes, overall it actually ended up being a really really decent set. But I really hope that LEGO doesn't see that people are buying this for $30 and suddenly think that's okay. If the future battle packs, quote unquote, are more like this, where we do get both sides, we get some vehicles and it actually is worth it, then maybe. But I am going to be skeptical until I see what happens. All that said, you're probably here for the giveaway. Just like all of my giveaways, the rules are incredibly simple. First, I'm assuming you actually did watch this entire video. And once you have, make sure you give this video a like. Please do remember that you have to be subscribed in order to be entered, and make sure to mention something about a shark in the comments down below. If your comment does not mention anything about a shark, it can even just be the word shark, I will be under the assumption you are not entering the giveaway. So remember, be subscribed to my channel, like this video, and comment something about a shark. The deadline to enter this giveaway is Monday, September 7th. That is a week from yesterday at the time of the release of this video, at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Or to put that another way, just so there's no confusion, the winner will be announced on September 8th. Also, if you want to support the channel and help fund future giveaways, then consider joining me on Patreon, where for only $1 a month you can help make that happen, and for $3 a month you can have your name on screen like these wonderful people. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for 200, 250, 300, and 350 plus subscribers, and I will see you next time.